So how does this simple formula reveal the best way to overcome social anxiety? So if you have trouble putting yourself out there, and you also have dreams and projects and goals you want to pursue, but you can't pursue them because certain social situation that you need to face in order to go after those things, but that you tend to avoid. If this sounds like you, great, because that's been exactly my situation. I've been more the quiet and extremely introverted type for my life, but I figured out a system now that I apply all the time that allows me to stop avoiding certain situations where I may get rejected, where I have to deal with people, interact with them that I don't personally know. Before we go into details of this strategy, I want to let you know that you can win a free copy of my book, Unlimited Freedom, Your Guide to an Awakened Life, if you comment Unlimited Freedom below, because each Monday I select one person out of all the people who commented who will receive the ebook format of this book for free. It's quite simple. Whenever you face a social situation, you either avoid it or you're gonna act on it. And it's important to understand why you do either of these two. I found I will always avoid a certain social situation when my confidence level is lower than the anxiety barrier I feel. And I will always act on the social situation when my confidence level is higher than the anxiety barrier. This also means if you no longer want to avoid social situations, but you want to act on them, then all you need to do is to make your confidence level higher than the anxiety barrier. And there are two ways you can do that. First, you can either raise your confidence level or you can lower the anxiety barrier. And this is how it works. Here we have the dynamics of this process explained in simple terms. First we have you, and then we have the social situations that you need to face in order to get what you want, in order to do what matters to you. However, in between you and the social situation, we have this anxiety barrier, which is the thing that makes you feel pain, discomfort. That's why we also call this anxiety barrier that predicted pain. It's the pain you anticipate you are going to experience when you face that social situation. And then we have that confidence level also here. And as you probably remember from the previous equation, is that whenever the confidence level is lower than the anxiety barrier, you're going to avoid. However, when the confidence level would be higher than the anxiety barrier, then you would act on the situation. Which means, again, you have two choices. You can choose option A, which is to lower the anxiety barrier and get that below the confidence level, or you can choose option B. You can increase the confidence level so that it's higher than the anxiety barrier. Now, to lower the anxiety barrier, we need to understand where it actually comes from. And as I already said, the anxiety barrier is simply the predicted pain that you assume that the social situation is going to cause you. Now, the interesting thing I noticed is that I tend to predict a really painful outcome of a social situation, even if I have never experienced this exact situation before. For example, I thought or I assume when I ask someone for help, they will say no, even if I've never really interacted with the person before and I don't really have proof that they are actually going to say no. However, for me, this already caused the anxiety barrier to go up because I already could feel the rejection and I predicted the pain I'm going to feel when I ask this person, which meant I wouldn't even ask in the first place. And I would make that painful prediction, even though the best outcome, that if I asked this person for help, they would actually be happy to help me. Even if their outcome would be equally or even more likely, I would still make the painful prediction. Now I can give you countless, hundreds of those examples where I predicted a painful outcome of a certain social situation, even if I've never really had evidence that the predicted pain was actually true. If I post a comment in a Facebook group, I would assume that I would receive critical responses to it. Or if I would post my own video on YouTube, I was sure nobody's gonna like it. Or when I wrote and published my own book, I assumed nobody is gonna like it, nobody is gonna read it. And the key to lowering this anxiety barrier is to simply make a different prediction of the outcome of the social situation that is less painful. And you want to lower the predicted pain intensity to a point where you feel, okay, now I can act on this situation. For example, if I wanted to share something I've learned in a Facebook group and want to post it there, instead of assuming that nobody's going to like it, I'm going to receive a lot of critical comments, my prediction is going to be that, well, maybe there are some critical comments, but most people are going to respond with a positive and supportive message. Now, I still may not have any evidence that this prediction is going to be true, but what it will do, it will reduce the intensity of pain I feel, because I predict that the positive responses I receive to my posts are going to be much larger than the critical comments. And by making that positive prediction, I lower the anxiety barrier to a point where I can now take action, where I can now share that post. And then it's really important, when you lower the anxiety barrier to the point where you can now take action, then I post the post in the group, and then I actually have real factual evidence of what the actual outcome is going to be, and I note that down. And after doing this many times, after publishing different posts in several Facebook groups, I can now say that over 90% of all the comments and responses I ever received, no matter what groups I posted, were positive, which meant that predicting a positive outcome is actually more based on reality, and predicting a painful outcome is actually less likely going to be true. And this, collecting this real life evidence from situations that you before predicted are going to be painful, are actually not painful at all. This raises your confidence level. Now I use the same strategy for posting things on Instagram, for publishing my first YouTube videos, where at first I assumed I'm only going to receive negative comments, that nobody is gonna watch it, nobody is gonna like it, and I still reduced the anxiety barrier. And I made the prediction, well, some people are gonna like it, the vast majority of people are gonna respond positive. And that's exactly what happened. And now I have this evidence after publishing over 30 videos that I know the general response from people is going to be positive, and this builds my confidence level up. So I'm actually now more, and it's easier for me to face that situation again and again and again. Now, for you, it may or may not be sharing your work with people you don't know online, if this is something that really matters to you. However, it could be just small situations that you tend to avoid because you feel this intense anxiety, right? It could be that you feel too scared, too anxious about going to the gym, being around all these people who are training there and may or may not observe you, whether you do the exercises right, how your body looks and so on. And you have this predicted pain that people are going to judge you, people are going to reject you, people are going to laugh at you when you're going to the gym to work out. However, now you can apply the system, make the prediction of a more positive outcome for yourself. For example, you can say that the people that are going to be at the gym with you are going to be inspired by you. They're going to be like that you are going to be there, and also work on your body, because now you have a common interest, working on your health, working on improving your fitness. And people are going to like that, and they're going to be inspired by what you do there. Just predicting that outcome for yourself is going to lower the anxiety barrier, and which means you can now take action, and you can do what you want to do. And after going through this process so many times, I've now developed a system that I use for myself and I have other people apply, that now they're no longer held back by this barrier here, and they can go after what it is they want. And I also want to tell you that I'm just developing a program to help you build your social confidence and social resilience up. And if you're interested, you can find a link below this video as well, where you can book a free consultation with me. Now I'd love to know from you, what's your social situation that you keep avoiding for some while now, that you no longer want to avoid? Leave a comment below, I'd love to know. And if you want to receive more videos like this, I suggest you click the subscribe button in this corner of the video.